My wonderful audience of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Woo! Go Drew!
Alright. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you had hit rock bottom? Have you ever experienced something that has caused you to feel like the scum of the earth? Like dust on the ground? Like gum on the bottom of someone's shoe? I know I have, and if you're human, I can guarantee that at some point you have experienced the exact same feeling. There is a quote by Corrie ten Boom that says this: "There is no pit so deep that he is not deeper still." The he, of course, refers to our Savior. Corrie ten Boom should be an inspiration to all of us as Christians. Ten Boom was a Dutch Christian who helped many Jews escape the Holocaust during the Second World War. She was thrown into prison for her actions and actually wrote several books that pertain to this subject, her most famous being The Hiding Place, which I actually own. The book describes the exact situations and harsh realities that Ten Boom faced, and she also comes to some great conclusions about other topics and how to deal with several aspects of life. It's an amazing story, and I would encourage you to find that book and put some time into it. Corrie ten Boom was actually thrown into a concentration camp during the war and was released on December 28, 1944 due to a clerical error. To that, she is quoted as saying, "God does not have problems, only plans." After the war, she returned to the Netherlands and began a rehabilitation center consisting of concentration camp survivors, and she also took in jobless Dutch citizens who actually collaborated with Germans during the war. Now, did you catch that? She took in the very same people who years before tried to take her life. Ten Boom suffered 2 strokes, the first of which rendered her unable to speak, and the second putting her into motor paralysis. She passed away on her 91st birthday, April 15th, 1983, after having a 3rd stroke. The very first time I heard that quote was from a sermon that I heard a pastor preach about forgiveness and the way that as Christians we should treat those who have harmed us. Being unforgiving leaves us at the bottom. If we don't forgive those who have hurt us, how can we expect God or anybody else to forgive us for the wrongs that we commit? God will anyways. That's his nature. Whether we forgive or not, God forgives us. But other people, we need to forgive and forget so that we are able to have the same exact effect on the people around us. I think this should be a quote that is plastered on our wall next to our bed, so that's the first thing we see in the mornings. I think this is a quote that should be a banner declared over our lives. I think this should be a quote that we tell somebody else about who might be going through a rough time. Do you know anybody that's going through a divorce? How about somebody that has just lost their job, or their house, or their car? I can bet that if you do know somebody that is struggling, this quote will allow them to see things from a God perspective. If you can help somebody grasp this quote and let it sink into their spirit, you will see unbelievable healing and peace. I guarantee it. So I've talked a little bit about the history of Corrie ten Boom and where she came from, and I've talked about how this quote inspired me, and I've touched on how we can use this quote to impact, empower, and inspire other people to realize that whatever situation they are in, they can find God, even in the deepest of, quote, pits. I hope this quote has encouraged you. Pass this quote along to the hurting and the lost, so that they as well can see a revelation from God and can become healed. Thank you for your time.